Greetings, everybody. We're going to do a ranked draft core set 2020 today. The viewers have spoken. They asked for some M20. We're going to do it. We don't have the gold for a free run, but we have plenty of gems, so no problem to pony up the 750 for this event. And if you're going to pony up for some physical magic cards in your own world, you're going to want to do so through cardkingdom.com, and especially through my affiliate link down below in the panels. That helps support my stream when you need physical magic gear, and Card Kingdom is the winner in your assessment. I never tell you never to only shop at Card Kingdom. This is capitalism. You can compare prices, compare services, websites, whatever factors you want to consider in deciding where to purchase for your magic stuff is up to you. But you ought to at least include Card Kingdom in your gauntlet of considerations. They have excellent customer service, a wide variety of singles, sealed product, and supplies. And their shipping is insanely fast, and they stand by their product. They stand by their orders. If you have a problem, they're going to work so hard to resolve it. They want you to leave the experience happy with your purchase so that you come back again, like I do all the time. Love Card Kingdom. Really appreciate their support of my stream. And if you could support them when you need physical magic gear, the circle of life continues. So we're going to jump in here. A new starter cube from CK. Cool. Very cool. Mystic Forge. We are 4x'd on rares, so we can take gems here if we want. This is worth 20 gems. If we don't, what are we looking at? Wow, this pack is lousy. We are so taking gems. Is this the worst pack we've ever had in the format? I think it is. Look at this pile. The rare is garbage. I'm going to take a screenshot of this epically bad pack. Wow. Mama wants Holly on the link spot. Oh, so the new rules on boxed in. Once a box is moved into a spot for the day, it can't move out of that. So Holly gets the upper right corner for the day. Or else we just get into silly back and forth wars. So yeah, this is a garbage pack, and we're going to take gems and try and find something worth playing in the next pack. Uncommon Pyromancer is certainly worth playing. I think Tomebound Lich could be arguably considered a better card, but this is single color. Red Elementals is fine in the format. I mean, Chandra's good even if you're not specifically Elementals, but if you end up Elementals, she's amazing. So let's take Chandra and see if we can make that happen from here.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but it's gonna be fun.
With the Chandra, my eyes leapt to the Mastiff as the best red card if we want to continue to support Chandra, and I think probably so. I think you could argue Fenlurker is a notch above Mastiff, but not so far above Mastiff that I won't take a solid red card to support this excellent Planeswalker. But mainly it's because these aren't, also this is double black. If this were single black, I might be more inclined to take the abstractly more powerful card. But this really asks a lot of you from your black mana, so I'd rather just take a solid 2 and see where we go. But again, nothing else much here. Skeleton. And like full stop, like that's it. These packs have been awful. Raptor wants to put Link left of Holly to lock in the day. Sure. Be here. What's the question about P1? P1? I didn't see it. If you weren't rare drafting, what would you pick? God, I can't even remember. I got to look at the screenshot. It was such garbage. Probably one of the white cards. Mainly because white was so deep in the pack that we'd probably wheel some. Looking at it now, I guess if not gems... It is such a horrible pack. Wow, it's bad. Like Lomi, every card in there I'd expect to wheel. I just don't even care. Like Moreland Inquisitor. Like Moreland Inquisitor might be the best card in that pack, which is saying something. Let's see. Oh, I didn't see what that is. Magic is hosting my stream. Thank you for that. Whoever's at the controls at Wizards, thank you for throwing me up on the old hosting at Wizards. Hello, former colleagues at Wizards of the Coast. If you're hanging out today, good to see you. We are retro drafting here, M20. I think Boreal Elemental leaps out as the pick here. Reduced to Ashes is arguable given the straight red, but you all know my love for the Boreal Elemental. First, it's in one of my favorite colors in the format of blue. It's an elemental. It goes with Chandra. If we were going to be in a, red blue elementals is fine. I think you kind of want to be base green elementals if you can get there, but I had cardboard on earlier. Maybe it needs a refresh. Well, we would have had a good deck so far if we were blue black. Well, we're 2 picks in, and we have a good deck so far if we're red blue. Or we're 3 picks in. I guess we threw the rare into the. Is cardboard not working for? Cardboard's working for me, so I assume it's working for some of you. And I don't know what record means. Oh, record. Sorry, I thought I was looking at you, reading a different English word there. Yes, we can adjust the record. Let's go here. Let me take this elemental and we'll take a look at the other pack while I adjust these things. M20 best of 1. Oh. And record 00. There, now we're set. What do we got? Raptor, Garbagey, more garbage pack. Portal on spec. If Cardboard Live is working for you, you should be able to hover over draft picks and have them pop up, although it's not working correctly. I'm getting incorrect picks. Let me try to reload. It's like popping up the wrong card, but it's technically functioning. Oh, now it's not doing it at all. Let me try a restart of Cardboard Live. Maybe that'll help. What's this? I don't even know what that is. Oh, that's that. Well, it shouldn't be good now because I turned it off. And now I just... Whoa, careful. Careful. We do not want an Ox. There we go. Looks like we're locked in. Okay, back to actual pick action. We take a Bone to Ash. It's not terrible. Might wheel, though. Yeah, I think we take Portal. It has... it's a spec pick. Like, right now, a Portal wouldn't make our deck, but it's something we know that we could build around. So I think it's Portal or Bone to Ash. There's some upside in taking a build around early. And Ash is pretty replaceable. It's fine, but it's pretty replaceable. I'm going to take Portal, and maybe we'll make that work today. And if we don't, so be it. Yikes. I guess we can just take a Drake here. It's best of 1, though. I'm not keen on main decking these best of 1, or something like as targeted as this. So that's unfortunate. We can take a Piranhas, or we could set up to potentially be in a completely different color. We're not locked into blue or red yet. We could take Brightwood Tracker. But again, these are just bad cards. Like, none of these are like, oh, sweet. Well, since we're not locked into blue and red yet, let's take a Squad Captain, right? I mean, ugh. Maybe I have not updated. Okay. I just logged on. I thought it meant I was updated, but the packs have been terrible so far, largely. A couple of decent ones. I mean, we get the Chandra pick was nice and Boreal, but the rest have been kind of whatever. So yeah, we'll take Brightwood Tracker in case, or we could take like the Trick. I'll take Tracker. Try to stay somewhat open here. Listen to what we're being told. Like, I kind of want the Thief here, but I guess Reduce is good enough, given our Pack Mastiff and Chandra, to take Reduce over the Thief and not dip into a third color. So I'm going to take Reduce for that reason, but Thief is the better card. But we're too deep. We're 2 cards deep into red and 0 cards deep into black. So I think that tips the scales to Reduce. Although there's a Soul Salvage now I wish I had. Can still take it. Keldon Raider is very much filler. The kind of the mid-sized 4-mana creature in this format, it doesn't have a great role. Unless it's like, I do like the 4/3 Trample Elemental in 2GG, but that's an exception. I think this doesn't have much of a home. So I'm going to take Soul Salvage in case we do backdoor into black here. But this, here's our craptastic first pack. with my suggested first pick still in it. All of the white cards from our opening pack are still here. So if we had just leaned into white, I think we'd get the hookup because oh no, sorry, not all. Raise the Alarm is missing out of this pack. Yeah, we'll take Bond or Crab. I actually think Crab has more potential to be a relevant playable in this deck right now than Bond. Or seriously, with the lack of white being taken, we could just take Inquisitor and see. Might as well add a 5th color to this train wreck in the making, but train wrecked by awful packs. Like we have, I don't regret any pick we've made so far. It's just been awful packs. But I don't know if yeah, fine. You know what? Like I don't want to play a Crab. I don't want to play a Bond. I'll take an Inquisitor. Maybe we end up white. You know, like this is all wide open right now. And more garbage to choose from. I continue to think we're closest to being red, so I'm going to take the playable Aeronaut over anything else here. Yeah, we're not doing Ox Gauntlet. Yeah, I'll take an Anticipate over a sideboard card, over the Salvager. And yeah, maybe we'll end up being white. I don't know. Take a Raptor. At least it's colorless. Inspired Charge, best card probably in the pack the first time around. Yeah, this is best of 1, and we are. Looks like we took the first pack, opened the first pack, and just drafted it into our pile. We're playing 3-pack sealed. This looks like what we're doing here. Jeez. I don't have the update, I think, is what is the deal. So I'm going to have to bail out of this and then update, and then we should see all that stuff. We got a shared summons, but we only have 1 green card. I think we should just take Embercat here. And I really want to, like, this is such a dangerous pile of awfulness that we really want to focus in on one thing we're doing right. And, which is red, or one, even though we're doing it right, one thing that we are clearly doing, which is red, and try to focus on that. So I'm going to take Embercat. Embercat into Novice on 3 is very nice. Mask of Immolation is fine. Shared Summons is good if we're in a slower matchup and we have the time and the green, but I don't think we're there yet. So let's take Embercat. I could take Gems there in taking the rare, but our playables are so low because of how scattered we are that I'm really nervous about playables. So I'm being less aggressive about that. Yeah, Outrage is nice though. Looking at Scholar, you could do some fun stuff with Scholar and Portal if you got there, but that's a little more control-y. With red elementals, we want to be a little more aggro, so let's take Outrage. and try to make the aggro elementals work. Probably means a brawler for us here over Frost Lynx. Again, focusing on the known red, we could pivot towards a blue, stick with the elemental, but like Portal and Anticipate don't really matter. These aren't real cards, so to me at this point, so in a sense, we are equal on our green and blue in terms of quantity. Yeah, Brawler sets up a desire for a Smuggler, but definitely taking Brawler here. Brawler might wheel, but I can't risk it given our situation. Might take the Shock here over Brawler number 2. We can see if this Brawler wheels. Chandra's Spitfire is quite a constructed card when you have Cavalcade, but it's just so-so in limited, although it is an elemental, like it can be, it does get pumped by Chandra, but I still think we just take Shock. And I definitely like Brawler over Spitfire. Those of you who are on Spitfire, I just think Brawler is the better card for the red elemental deck. But want removal while we can find it. And take that. In this case, we could take a Spitfire. We could even take a Crasher. If we end up green as our second color, this is the elemental. Oh, it isn't even green. I thought I said 3GG, but this is 3 and a green, which is even better. Makes it much more playable. Given that the opportunity cost is just one of these 2 elementals, and again, I'm not super high on the Spitfire. I'd rather give all my other elementals trample and have a naturally big body. So I'm going to pass the Spitfire and take the Thicket Crasher in case we end up green. Scorch Spitter is a red elemental, but it's not impactful enough in my mind to run. I see people running this. I've run it in some super low down decks, but this isn't quite that deck. Pyromancer giving it +2 or whatever still doesn't make it good enough consistently. So we're going to take Netcaster Spider, which is a fine green playable. Even then, that's the thing. I wouldn't play the Spitter even with 2 Spitfires. But I don't like going Shock to the face. Certainly Outrage gives them a nod, but again, you're talking about every once in a while we can get this 1/3 to be a 3/3, and it's like, well, or we could take the 4/3, you know. I think we're red-green now pretty solidly, yes. Another Embercat is very nice, so in fact, we can cut this. I could see us splashing a Boreal, so I'm going to leave that in, but I think we can get rid of all the white and black. Season's okay. You got to build around it, and we don't have any of the build arounds for it, so I'm not into season. You also want it on 2, and we're heavy red. We kind of want to go heavy red splash green at this point. So yeah, big spider I think is where we're at. I'm always happy for a mammoth spider in this format. Woodland Champ. If we can get rare Chandra, like, I don't think we're doing any tokens yet. Do we have anything that spits out a token? No tokens yet, so this is just a 2/2, but there's things like Scorching, whatever, you know, make 3 tokens. Yeah, you can get wild. That's really the question. Do we want to take Woodland Champion on the baseline 2/2 for 2 with a spec towards it potentially being good if we can get a couple of token makers in the 3rd pack, or we take Evolving Wilds and it puts us on a path towards being able to splash the elemental. Frankly, I'm going to go with Evolving Wilds because I like the idea of heavy red and a light touch of green and blue. Obviously, we're heavy on 4s, so probably not playing this Raptor. Maybe even not the Aeronaut, but yeah, at least this is a creature. Maybe it's true that we should take something. Right now, we only are asking for red in our early colors. That's why I was kind of thinking to lean away from that. Funky, you might be right. Maybe we're too low on playables. We're at 14. A little over halfway through pack 2, but not really halfway in terms of playable count. I think we can get there on playables. I mean, if we don't take this, we've kind of lost a playable anyway. I'm going to go with the Evolving Wilds and lean into power a little bit, given how weak the deck is overall at this point. Here's that wheeled gift that was mentioned, so we'll grab that, and then gift plus Evolving Wilds, I think, puts us on, cleanly on being able to run Boreal. Reduce to Ashes makes it around... I don't know how much more we want at the top end, but we're certainly taking the reduce. Hey, the Lavacan Brawler did wheel. There's a Courser that fits our curve better, but I think we're going to take the Brawler and see if we can't, like, cut an Aeronaut by the end of this. I get it, Eagle, but we might not play this. We'll see, but we might have to. I mean, I'll take the Fire Elemental, but again, we're just way loaded at the high end. What we need is some smugglers to fill our 3s out. We'll take this. Spitfire that we don't intend to play. In fact, I'm going to put it in the board right now. All right, Pack 3, help us out, won't you? Well, helping us out with a Mythic towards our 4Xing, but here's the Scampering Scorcher I was talking about that makes me regret not taking the the 2/2. I don't usually pass Mythics. That's worth 40 gems. Scorcher is good. We don't even have the champion though, and we're way loaded at 4. It's really nice with Chandra, but I'm going to take the gems. Yeah, Shock. Shock might be better for our deck. If we weren't taking gems, the question is Shock or Scorcher. And with how thick we are at 4 and how much we need to survive to get to these cards, I do like Shock over Scorcher in this pack, but I'm going to take gems. Another Outrage, because we just don't have enough 4s yet. We could just take a Smuggler, but it'll probably wheel. I think we should just wheel the Smuggler and go ahead and take another Outrage. I hear you, Craig. I'm going to risk it. I think we can wheel it. Historically, the bots have not cared too much about Smuggler. And Outrage is just great removal. Maybe you can cut one of these reduces with that. Rabid Bite versus Howling Giant. Again, our big end is already pretty big, so I'm going to get Rabid Bite, I think. We take the Giant, but man, what do we do? Like, ugh. Look at how thick we are. This is like... Thing is, Bite as a 2-drop, it's not like we're going to play Bite on 2. We don't have any Death Touch yet. I don't know, I'll pull this one. I haven't pulled much today, but do you want to be Giant Greedy or Rabid Bite safe? Rabid or Giant? And we do have some ramp. This would make, if we took a Giant, I would want another, we'd look out for another Gift of Paradise or a Scuttlemutt, that kind of card. If we take Rabid Bite, we're going to prioritize the green Death Toucher if we can find it. I'm worried about that too, Nantuko. Like, when are we rabbiting to great success? And it's like, well, it doesn't look like we're rabid biting and successfully until later anyway. All right, I'll take the Giant and we'll look for some more ramp. Take Spectral Sailor. We have the splash capability. Here's that Death Toucher I was talking about, although we don't have the Bite card anymore. Still, said Scorpion certainly helps our early game. Might be able to wheel that too. We're not going to be wheeling this Spectral Sailor. Yeah, I want Sedge to stay alive. I'm thinking I might be greedy and take the Spectral Sailor, because then also we get to do this without Mama having to spend points on it.
Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads.
Also, we got to worry about both of these cards are susceptible to the bow heaviness of the format. I'm going to be greedy. Sailor's the more powerful card, and I'm kind of looking for some power here. Here I'm going to take the Gift of Paradise. I think the 3 life, the second Gift of Paradise, filling our 3s will really help us. We just need mana. We're clearly a mana-heavy deck. So, sorry, Brawler. Got to take the gift here. Maybe wheel this. We've seen it before. Pattern matcher. I think we're matching enough patterns, aren't we? Let's see. We've got 2 Ember Cats, 2 Brawlers. Maybe not. We only have Ember Cats and Brawlers currently doubled up. Not quite enough for me on the pattern matcher. We have 23. Well, I guess we need 1 more playable to feel good about playables. So I'm going to take another Evolving Wilds. I think we want that. Or we could just take a Greenwood Sentinel. Yeah, we're probably not playing this Aeronaut. That's the one I was trying to cut, mostly. Yeah, we'll just take Sentinel. We just need 2s. Between 2 gifts and an Evolving Wilds, we're set to splash blue anyway. And more 4s that we just can't really fit in the deck. It makes me want to take this Vial. It's pretty weak. I don't like running Vials alongside Shocks, but if we get stuck on playables, I think it's what I would rather have in this deck over anything else in this pack. So I'm going to take it and hope we find enough playables the rest of the way here that we don't have to run the Vial, but I would if put in that position. I mean, if you have to, you do Vial on 2 and activate it on 3 and then survive long enough to get to your better 4s. Shaman slots in at 3. This is an elemental, but it slots in at 6. And it's nice. Actually works well with the Thicket Crasher. Thicket Crasher gives it trample. And when this has trample, it's a real card. But I think we just need to take Shaman. Slots in at 3, which is a place we're weak. Take a Growth Cycle. We might run that. Maybe even over the Vial. Here's the Smuggler that came back. Or is this the one that came back? We were talking about Smuggler versus Shock, I think, in this pack. Yeah. Anyway, great. Welcome to the team, Smuggler. We were hoping you'd show. Bond, not entirely unplayable, but at its best when you're like blue-green and can aura up some flyers with that. Speaking of flyers, we can take a Plummet, but since this is best of 1, it's going to be tough to justify a main deck. And I'm not running a Befuddle, so we'll take Vault Progress. Whew, all right, well. Not amazing. Got some gems out of it. Let me do a quick update on my results spreadsheet. I've been a little bit behind on this, so I want to catch up on today's action at least. In draft view, like sometimes stuff doesn't work in different views in my Streamlabs, so I apologize if I missed thanking a sub. Let me scroll up and see if I can find it. It's not showing in chat either. Who subbed? Pipe up. Give me a name and I'll thank you. But I can't see what that result is right now. All right, I am going to cut the Vial. I think we can run a Growth Cycle over a Vial as some interaction, although it requires a creature. What is our current count on that? 16-9. So we did end up with enough creatures to...
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Bacalao Fever, thank you for the sub. I heard that one. Maybe it's just a follow. Could be. I have a dreidel emote now. Thanks, Bacalao Fever. Yeah, it's a good point, Mama. It's on my list of things to figure out what the hell's gone wrong. You're for cutting blue? It's basically free, though. Spectral Sailor is just a great way to... If we get stalled and we get a Sailor live, we just win. And Boreal Elemental is a valuable creature. Maybe that's greedy, but... Really, it's the Sailor that I'm enamored with more than the Elemental. If we just had the Elemental, I would be with you, but Sailor is a stall engine that I would like to have. So given that, though, what has to go? 2 cards, 16-9, maybe 1. We could even cut the growth cycle. We have 2 outrages, 2 reduced to ashes, and a shock. That's enough removal. Oh yeah, Fire Elemental is being a little bit whatever over here, isn't it? What about that? Cut this to 1. Increase forests to... That's 8 forests. I guess we go to 9 forests if we're running 2 gifts. I know I said early on we were trying to be heavy red, but once you've committed to 2 gifts, you want to make sure to get these down on time, because then, you know, if you can reliably treat your gifts as red mana, then you're looking at 7, 8, 9, 10 sources of red. The trouble is that's 10 sources of red from turn 4 onward. It's 8 sources of red from turns 1, 2, and 3. So that's worth keeping in mind, but I think I still want to do that. It's tough because these are ramp as well. You could I'm very close on 7, 8 or 8, 7. Maybe it is 8, 7. I'm talking myself out of it now because I'm trying to make sure we hit this Gift of Paradise ramp, but we should also be trying to make sure we hit this Chandra's Embercat ramp, because we have enough elementals and even a Chandra Planeswalker that getting our Embercats down on 2 is pretty important. Definitely just 1 island. We want 1 island for the Evolving Wilds, and then our other blue sources are effectively these gifts. So I think I'm going to switch it to this, and I wonder if we can make a bad pack joke. Because we had bad packs and we have a pack mastiff, so bad pack mastiff. I don't know. That's a little too spoilery, I suppose. I'll just call it a bad pack. All right, this deck is on the weak side, but it has reasonable cards, and that's one of the reasons I like keeping the Sailor in, is that it's on the weak side. So when you're on the weak side, you need to try and find some engines that can steal some games. So like Brightwood Tracker and Spectral Sailor, hopefully we just can attrition out card our opponents. We do have some decent removal though, and Chandra's nice, so I don't know. Let's see what you all think. I'll run a par poll before we jump in. Par, for those of you who don't know, is like a golf term around average expectations of the number of strokes it's going to take to get your ball in the hole on a given hole. And so effectively a par poll is, on average, how many wins out of 7 do you think this deck should expect to get? If we played this out 1,000,000 times, what would our average win rate, our average win count be? Oh yeah, I can't join the event because I got a bail, so let's do that. Oh wait, we got one. All right, Year of Glad. Year of Glad has stepped up. It was just kind of a race. I'm gonna try it. Getting what wrong, DJ? All right, I have a friend online now. Now let's play. You can go away, friend list. Not very useful here. Yeah, in particular, if you're interested in challenging me on Fridays when Jay is on and we're doing Constructed, we'll start doing, with a friend list, we'll start doing Challenge Constructed on Fridays. That'll be fun. Need some more land, but if we can get it, this hand is hot. Turn 2 Lavakin, or turn 3 Lavakin Brawler with a land. Start on a mountain for this shock. Shock whatever they play on 2. Or maybe they don't play anything on 2, which is also good for us, especially finding a mountain. We're going to go Brawler on 3, and then probably Thicket Crasher with Shock Up on 4. At that point, our Brawler will be attacking for 5 with Shock Up. That's something. And Oppo's not doing anything. Don't know what Oppo's doing. We're going to try and push our advantage while they're starting slow. Oh. Oh man, they had, what can I do? I was so going to shock it, but they have the Aegis of all things. So now, do we make the offer? Sure. I was liking the having the Brawler. I guess we can go Smuggler and just try and smuggle the Brawler instead. That works too. Yeah, let's just smuggle our way to victory. So to that end, we can smuggle now, leave up Mountain, and have the shock, but we don't really have any other things beside the Brawler attack, but we'll do it. Let's start doing the smuggle the Brawler. This is hot tech for this format. I've won a lot of games doing this. Maybe we should start a Discord thread on Arena full username so you all can friend each other as you wish. Thanks, Nantuko. Well, we're going to punish him this time. Wasn't too excited about burning out something they have 2 replacements for, but with that Aegis coming down, gotta do that. Five, 6 total mana, so we can't get 2 spells. If we had 7, we could do Spider and Thicket Crasher, but we're just going to do Thicket Crasher for the additional elemental. Smuggle the Brawler again. and really just try and win this race. Eventually, we'll suicide creatures in to this 4/5, but we don't need to yet. Ah, Mama's ahead of Nantuko on the Discord action. Thank you, both of you, for your prompt response to my thoughts. Yeah, Ace of Swords hits on the real problem of wanting to get value out of your old draft decks. I was on the team when we were talking about the types of features we wanted to have. That's the type of feature that exists on Magic Online, but you know, it's somewhat greedy, but I was in support of saying, you know what, we're gonna make people, there's no, like, people should, let's just have people draft again. We don't need to provide a means to play old draft decks, but it was a debate. Best mods ever. Best mods ever. Best mopeds ever. Let's see. Now we can... Oh, none of these are elementals, so we actually can't two-spell this turn either. We could consider starting the all-out attack, but I think we go one more turn on Brawler, and then we get wide enough to lean in. Yeah, I guess we just go for power here. Well, as long as some mods pull their weight. Yeah, we'll shuffle in the shock. If we redo the shock, it would give us clear out a blocker, so it's worth it to shuffle in the shock. It'd be a fine draw. So they're going to have 3 blockers. We're going to use Smuggler to get the Lavakin Brawler through, and then the other ones are just fully blocked, so we still don't have an all-out attack here that does anything worthwhile. And them getting life back could make this a tougher race. But the difference is we can chump. Like, eventually we can chump with the Netcaster Spider to get us 1 turn off of this 4 damage, but they can never chump the Lavakin Brawler, so we can retake the lead in this race. But I wouldn't mind, like, how about a 5 damage exile? Let's just exile this thing with a 5 damage burn spell. Ready? Right off the top. Here it comes. No. Instead, we get an awkward splash card. That's too bad, but again, I'm okay with how we're doing even on board. We just need to chump once with the spider, and that should get us back into position where we can win this race. And let's see, with the Ember Cat, let's see, if we draw the land enchantment, we still can't immediately in turn cast the Boreal Elemental. Oh yeah, what's our life gain? I don't remember what. Oh yeah, the land enchant that I was just talking about. I just forgot that it gained life. It's focused on the fixing aspect of it. You may have hexproof, sir. We have hexproof Oppo. Although Oppo's handle is Ernest, probably male, but even then, not sure. Yeah, no shock to the face anymore. That's all right. We'll shock to the battalion. It'll be just as good. Let's go ahead and I'm just deciding if we make this chump now, and I guess we go ahead and make the chump now. Although you'd argue, like, if they had a +2/+1 to team, we would want to wait on that. But I think we're going to try and go for the win anyway. Nah, we don't have enough creatures to go for the win. So yeah, you could argue just taking this while they're tapped out and blocking when they might have a trick. Double block with what? So yeah, I'm going to take this one. This flies, everybody. It's got an angelic gift on it. All right, we got Outrage. I think that should just do it, right? We smuggle the Brawler, Outrage, because this doesn't even target the player. It just naturally does the damage. No lifelink over there, so this is fine. Leyline is bad in limited, but not everybody has learned that lesson. All right. One to the good to start things off. Didn't lose to what I consider to be an unplayable Leyline. All right, we can keep this. Can't unseat. So Link and Holly are locked in for the day. That's my new rule. Once a lunchbox has been moved into a spot, you can't move it again today. So, Fenrir, since you've redeemed it, you can come up with a different thing, but you can't move Link or Holly Hobby. No, that's okay. I know that I'm going to have to be telling people that rule. But if you want an alternative, go for it. Let me know what you want. Getting our island first with the Evolving Wilds. We don't have the second red yet for Outrage, but we have a lot of red in the deck, and we want to get our splash color online ASAP. Unfortunately, no 2-drop. We have a lot of 2s, but none showed up for us today, or this game anyway. That is the A-Team. I've cited the A-Team as one of my favorite boxes on the wall. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, Brawler's not what you want as your first play of the game, but here we are. I could go Sailor, but... Oh, that's Amazonian? Cool. Is she streaming? Hi, Amazonian. I didn't even notice. Was the A-Team Mr. T? I pity the fool doesn't know Mr. T was on the 18. Oh, you can tell her that I have emotes off, but I say hello. Land. No land. That's going to make this tough. I guess we Spectral Sailor at the end of things. That's unfortunate.
With the arc bow at my side, I can't lose a fight.
Well, with Vivian at Amazonian's side, I don't think she can lose a fight.
This'll be fun to watch.
Really? I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Maybe you like bloodbaths.
Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads.
All right, well, we've got something to get going on. We're going to have to play the Crash. Well, we can just outrage. Let's outrage the Sentinel and go after Vivian.
You've made a dangerous enemy.
Awkward.
My, how you've grown.
Awkward. But if we had just found a land, we could have at least taken out this wolf and still gotten in at Vivian. And now they're going to get to... Well, if Amazonian wants to minus Vivian and lose her, she can remove one of our creatures, but not the Brawler if we do Brawler. So let's go ahead and drop the Brawler. Boo. All right, I think we had one turn there to draw a land for reduce, and then we could actually manage Vivian, but now we've missed our window, and with the Lavacan Brawler tapped down, I think we're done for.
My, how you've grown.
Well, one more shot, but again, I think we're just dead. Hey, Croaker, the feature I designed 2 years ago is finally implemented correctly? Awesome. Croaker says, patch notes say that you no longer need the set or collection number for cards when importing decks, which is how I designed it in 2016, folks. 2017, maybe. Again, though, I don't want to seem like I'm being too harsh on the dev team. I was on that dev team. Their priorities are fast, furious, and many. And
We're gonna tear you apart.
does not surprise me when something languishes in the to-do pile like that. Well, we could have put up a fight if we got just a little bit more. I mean, we have 19 sources of mana in the deck, but I mean, 21 if you count Ember Cats. But we just never found enough to do anything. Good game, Amazonian. Mythic Planeswalkers are good, so are rares. Is Vivian a mythic or a rare? I can't remember. Maybe she's mythic and I'm just thinking of war Planeswalkers. Almost beat Vivian, but we needed a land off the top. All we needed was a land, and then we could have controlled Vivian, but it was not to be. Why is it interesting, East? You don't think it was a good game? It's just politeness. It's not an actual breakdown of the quality of the game. It's a thing we say because we're nice. Let's go Amber Cat in case we find ourselves a 4-drop elemental. We'd like to get going. No good. Yeah, we got Spider though. We'll do that. Then we get Tracker. Oh, sure. East is calling me out on my own commentary. I have said, I mean, if I were literally at a table, my phrasing is usually thanks for the match, is how I usually express that politeness, because then it doesn't tilt anybody. But if I'm not being heard, like the reason I say thanks for the match instead of good game, and first of all, that's as the winner, I usually say nothing, and then but as the loser, or as the winner, I try to let the loser take the lead. But if I'm going to say anything, I say something in person that's neutral, like in the thanks for the match style. But I'm not actually being heard by my opponent, which is why I didn't adhere to that there, East. Yeah. Thoughtnomic, just the idea that I have expressed previously that East is talking about is that for that politeness, you can use the phrase thanks for the match instead of good game, and then it avoids even the more sensitive players feeling like you're saying something that might salt them or something. That's a fine position to take, Philly, if you want, but it's also pretty easy to phrase things, you know, with just one different phrasing, and boom, you've changed how people will feel about it. Man, I was going to use this Reduce to Ashes on the Lich, but maybe we need to take out the Aerialist. Maybe we take out the, we take out the Aerialist and start, next turn we'll have a mountain, we can start tracking. So if they don't have something for our tracker, we're actually about to get it going pretty good here. But I feel like your attitude, Philly, is representative of a mindset that I don't like, which is that I don't need to change at all, even though it would be easy and create net better happiness in the world. Because I don't think you should be unhappy, I'm not going to do anything to help you. It's your fault that you're so sensitive, so F you. It's like, yeah, you can have that attitude, or you can be like, hey, you know what? there's these little things I can do, little ways I can change the way I approach the world that increase the net happiness of the world. Why wouldn't I do that? All right, we found another reduce, so we can just take out the Lich if we want to, although we don't have clean attacks thanks to the Scourger. They're not attacking with the Lich. I think we'll hold the reduce. I don't want to get my hand stripped with like a Mind Rot or something. But I like holding here and leveraging our tracker advantage while we have the time and mana. Sensitive people are causing you to think about speech. That's a good thing, Philly. Think about how you communicate. What's wrong with that? Why are you so locked into your words and habits that you can't stop to consider how you could make the world a better place simply by how you choose to phrase things? I don't understand why this is a big trouble for you. Being put out by the world, asking you to consider how you phrase things. It's just so easy to consider how you phrase things. And I don't know, Philly, you sound like you're coming from a position of entitlement, too. I highly doubt that you are I mean, anything could be true, but I would be stunned if it turned out you were a black lesbian woman, for example, who had your attitude. Gonna let him have this loot. Oh, it's certainly part of it. I don't know anything about you, Philly, but I check my white privilege all the time, and it's a real thing. And if you're one of those people who's like privilege schmivilege, then you're just, again, you're kind of showing it. So let's take tracker though. The world gets just a tiniest bit better if you recognize that the phrase good game can be replaced with a different phrase that more people are happy with. That's all. Let's see. Let's get back to magic. I don't want to keep taking hits from the Lich. Do we take a turn off to spark it? Let's play the Smuggler and start getting stuff in. How about that? Because we can get some damage in. Play the Mastiff and the Embercat. We can like 3 spell here. Let's 3 spell. I want to get back to magic, but I hear you saying things like, we shouldn't have to tiptoe around normal everyday speech. Nobody's asking you to tiptoe around. It's just, we can all just be a little more conscious and think about it, you know? It's not tiptoeing. It's just like, anyway, let's go. Let's get this spider in. Maybe we shouldn't be racing. Yeah, I'm gonna, they can loot with the Lich, it's fine. And we go Mastiff, and we still get the Embercat down, and we can consider the double block from here if we want. Although they have a... Yeah, they were gonna... that's fine. With that, with them taking out the Smuggler, that means we can safely double block with Embercat and Mastiff if we want. See, again, you're phrasing it all... Philly, you're just doing the thing of like, well, I gotta be like... It's like, no... You can just internalize to yourself, oh, this would be a better way to do that, and then make a change, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be a big PC thing, it can just be like, oh, that's a little bit better of a way to phrase that. I think I'll try to incorporate that in my approach. And again, calling it triggered is so classically, frankly, nobody's getting triggered. Nobody, like, it's very, to me, nobody's getting triggered. It's simply a way to change how you, we should always be auditing our speech and how to make our speech better for the world. Language changes all the time. It matters. We're building out a wide board. I am getting distracted, though. All right, I'm officially done. Let's. I'm gonna be done talking about speech right now. Let's get to winning. Focus here so we can win this game. Still don't have good attacks here, though, because of this 3-3. So I guess we're just sitting back. This is kind of an unfortunate board situation we have. Maybe get back to just drawing creatures with the tracker and get wide enough here. I didn't say they did. I didn't say they did. I just said I would be surprised if it turned out they were a black lesbian woman. That's all I said. I did not bring up the P word. Yeah. Getting very grindy, but we have a good grind tool here in the tracker, so I still like our position quite a bit. Thanks, Philly. Thanks for hanging out and keeping it civil. It is a tough thing to talk about without rankling all sorts of different directions, so appreciate your tude there. All right, let's... They're not attacking with the Lich again, so that's nice. We could reduce the Smuggler to the Scourger to ashes to get rid of the 3 power that's kind of preventing attack, but really then the Lich just starts preventing attack. So I think we're back to tracking. We're back to trying to win a long game through tracker advantage. We just don't have good attacks here. Yeah, I could send the Mastiff. That's true, but I can't send it. Let's see. If I use it once, then I can't activate Tracker though. So let's get to a point where. Well, this is actually fine. See, I would rather just say this is what I should have done before, but it was distracted. They might have something to blow us out here, but losing Embercats at this point isn't that big a deal anyway. So let's make them have it. All right. Well, they just did an update 93, so I would try restarting if you haven't done that, of course. But there's often a lot of unexpected bugs and errors right after an update, which is where we're at. I mean, would it be best to use Reduce to Ashes on the Lich to exile it? I mean, the thing is, if we can use creatures to kill the Lich, that's better. Because then we have removal for the other thing. But this is what's preventing us. I mean, they're both a problem, is the bottom line. But we're hoping that we solve the problem by just, again, advantaging ourselves on creatures. And I think the... Lavakin Brawler or the Spider? Interesting choice. I guess we Spider. That blocks everything naturally. Yeah, they could have soul salvage. That's fair, but in fact, they're likely to. It's a common and it's a good one. But right now, I'm not using it on anything. Let's just keep... I'm going to play the spider, and we'll try again to trade off. This time, I'll try and trade off... well, we can send in Mastiff on the front. Yeah, let's send in Mastiff for... I think they'll probably just start blocking with a skeleton if we do this, but... Make him spend that mana is fine. Yeah, I should have triple blocked, you're right. I didn't want to lose the Mastiff, though. That's why I didn't. I got a little greedy and didn't play around a trick like Befuddle with only a double block. If I was willing to risk the Mastiff, we could have put all 3 on, and then we would have guaranteed to get the Lich. But, so Fuzzbuzz, you're right, but at least I had my reasons, right? I was trying to save the Mastiff, because it is a good creature for us here. And in fact, I'm going to send in the Mastiff again and see what they want to do about it. Because I'll trade the Mastiff off for the Lich or the Scourger. Or we can keep making them use 4 mana a turn to put a blocker back. That's also fine. Now our question is, do we want to track again or... take a turn to multi-spell? We have 8 mana we could spend on Brawler Sentinel or Ashes Sentinel. I am feeling like we might be at Ashes, but let's play 2 creatures and then we can actually, don't even need to do that. We can leave the Ember Cat up. Well, if they do have a soul salvage, we haven't given them anything for it yet. Now I like ashing the Lich and sending everything that can be 3 power. They have a lot. They have 3 cards and a lot of mana, and they didn't do anything. So there's no. We could wait maybe till they were tapped down, but also, yeah, maybe we can just wait till they do something to fire off the ashes, and we'll just keep doing the tracker in the meantime. 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't play Shaman and activate tracker. So I'm gonna send in Mastiff, because I will make that trade if they want, but that's just the only one. I'll trade Mastiff for any of their non-skeleton creatures, and in the meantime continue to make them do that. If they're gonna do that, maybe that does mean it's what they're doing for the turn, but that's fine. I'm gonna take a turn off and tracker again here. I don't know if that's Galaxy Brain or whether I'm just giving a black-blue deck too much time to stabilize. I mean, they're stable. Just feels like we should be crushing with the creature advantage we've set up, but that's Magic for you. The defender has the advantage. All right. That's a card. Let's put the Howling Giant out there, and then if it resolves... Does it resolve? If it resolves, we should have good attacks probably starting next turn. Backed up by Reduce, and even dropping a Shaman after that. Bone Splinters, obviously great with the old Skelly. So maybe our attacks aren't quite as great, but we still got a couple wolves out of it, and they used up most of their turn on that. We could even reduce the skeleton to ashes if we wanted to stop that annoyingness, but I think it's more important to just take out one of their real things. What's up, Fool Auto? All right, so now we've got 9 total mana. We can reduce and Loaming Shaman and do some pumping even. We should probably reduce and get on it here. I think we are so wide now that we can start removing, swinging, losing some creatures to a Lich, and getting enough through that it's worth it. Which one should we reduce? Because they both start being able to pick off creatures turn after turn. This one gives them life, though, and can literally kill anything. This cannot kill like a brawler or a tracker, so I think we take out the Lich. Had to talk it through, but yeah, Lich kills everything. Scourger only kills some of the things, so we'll get rid of the card that kills everything. And then again, I think we have the tools now to really just go full aggro. Let's see what this looks like. If we do this, they might they can't eat the tracker, which is nice. Yeah, whatever, I'm in. We're going full bore now. See what they got. I think they need a sweeper. We're basically done, and I don't know what sweeps in black or blue in this set. I can't think of anything. If they get skeleton back, that doesn't do it. They don't have anything else, so we can shaman our own stuff. Yeah, the bounce all blue spell. At least it saves them, but doesn't wreck us, right? Yeah, maybe I should have sandbagged the shaman, but there was really nothing for them. I played it because I couldn't come up with anything they could even have that would take care of all of our creatures. And maybe they do something like, I don't know, play a bunch of tokens and get wide enough that they can do a bunch of blocks. I don't know. Felt pretty safe. That'll work. Oppo has mold with their German flag sleeves. That's cool. That's German, right? Maybe that's not. Maybe I don't know my flags. What is that? Maybe it's... I didn't know we had national flag sleeves. All right. I was going to run with one of these two, but Embercat again gives us a shot at a turn 3/4 drop, so we'll take that shot. Oh, is this Belgian when it's this way? Yeah, again, I'm just happy I wasn't way off base with my thought that it was German. So little decisions here. I'm gonna go. I expect we're gonna play Tracker on 4, but I'm gonna play Mastiff now because it leaves us the option of pump Mastiff once and play Greenwood Sentinel on 4, whereas Greenwood Sentinel doesn't have the same flexibility if we cast it. Yeah, this is the Mardu flag. Could be. All right, we're not particularly close to using the Ember Cat for successful casting of an elemental, so I'm going to go ahead and offer both of these creatures for this Warden. Blue-white Flyers deck, the Warden is the real deal. I don't expect Oppo to block. If they do, it says something about their hand, and if they don't, it says something else about their hand. So what we've learned is that Oppo has some Flyers. Yeah, we're going to go Tracker here and try to get this Howling Giant out in a way that will protect us from the flying army that I'm expecting here. Yeah, I was wondering if the ZA was relevant to the flag. Huh, okay, well they didn't have a flyer, they had a pattern matcher to go get another Warden. And we're gonna shock this Warden out of the sky. But we can offer up the Mastiff first. Because we'll trade Mastiff for Warden if they want, and we'll trade Mastiff for Pattern Matcher if they want to. And if they do that, we even get the Ember Cat for mana so we can steal Chandra. Seems like there's pauses there now that weren't there before. I wonder if they've adjusted how the pausing works in the game.
So many new worlds. So many opportunities to get lost. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try something new.
You're certainly right in paper, Mama. You could argue for it in digital on the idea that as long as it's randomized, as long as it wasn't actually used like, oh, this sleeve has the whatever cards. Like if it was always randomized, you could do it, but then you have to randomize in the hand too. It doesn't make sense to implement that really, but let's see. We can plus Chandra, but then she still dies. So we're going to take out a Warden on the way out here, but it looks like Chandra's going to die. But she's going out as a 2-for-1, and I am thankful for that.
I call my fists Pyromaster and Fire.
Yeah, well, we don't even have 7 to play the Giant. Even if we had double green, we wouldn't be playing the Giant this turn. We can do Sentinel and Brawler, though. And I will send in the Tracker. Oh, sure. Yeah. We could have done the mana trick. Good call. I kind of forget about that mode on her, really. Wasn't even really thinking about that. Offer the trade? There's no way Oppo's doing any kind of trading that would prevent them from being able to get Chandra. Maybe attack first and they block one thinking they'll get the other. I don't think that was going to work. Maybe I should have done it that way, but oh, I see. Yeah, send in the Ember Cat. All right, Outrage, probably good for us here. We're going to have to use it on the Executioner, I think. And then we get good attacks with these two because they don't have 4 toughness available. But Executioner is going to take out one of our creatures, and I don't want that. So we're going to have to Outrage it up. Like to take out this Sentinel. It's got the bigger toughness, but it's not the more important card right now. I will offer Greenwood Sentinel for this spirit token, though. Maybe they'll be afraid of a shock and won't take it anyway. So yeah, it was somewhat some free damage there. Well, that's interesting they didn't. I think at 2 life, you kind of just have to go for it. I mean, if we had shock, we'd win anyway. Dawning Angel gets them some life back. They get a free attack with a Sentinel. I'm not sure they can send anything else there. Apparently I'm way wrong. And Oppo's willing to put a lot at risk with this attack. But maybe they figure they're at 6, they got to get me dead, so they're taking some risk to get my life total low. Yeah, maybe they have an unsummon. Let's look for pausing. Nah, there would have been a pause there if they had an unsummon, so they don't have unsummon. But good thought. Netcaster Spider. Excellent draw, given that we don't have a second forest for this Howling Giant or the total mana. But this is going to allow us to solve this problem. This can only become a 4/4. So it would be a 1-for-1 for the Dawning Angel. But with 4, we could also send in... We can basically send in everything and then see what they want to block. Right? Let's send in everything and play the spider. Just had to work it through. I can't see how we get super punished here, even if it was a misread and somehow they have the unsummon. Yeah, this makes it so they can't even double block. Just when you think it's a good game, it's not. They actually have 5 blockers for 5 attackers. The question is, are they... What happens when we do this attack? They go... Nantuko with the early GG. Well, we don't have a win here. Right? And they actually have decent blocks. What happens if we swing away? If we swing away, they put... Eagle has to survive, so they put Eagle on Sentinel. And then they look for trades. The 2/4... Lava King Brawler gets chumped. Tracker gets bounced off of with the Sentinel. And then the 3/2 and the 2/3 block bounce here and trade here. It's not that great for us. They can't double block, but they can produce a result. Oh yeah, the 2/3 can become a 3/2, but it doesn't trade with the Lavakin, does it? Yeah, I was just working it through. I don't think it's worth attacking right now, and they can't really attack us. Yeah, they have 13. I guess if they untap and have the +2/+1, they've pulled out a great comeback win, but we'll see. I almost kind of want it to happen so I can tell Nantuko that it's his fault. Just wait for shock, Fuzzbuzz says, as Oppo gains 4 life, because of course they're going to rip off the top whatever they need. Why wouldn't they? That's all right. We're gonna get a creature and then something off the top that we're happy with too. You'll see. Huh, that's bold. So I'm going to look at what we're getting with the tracker here before we decide on blocks. How about swing and a miss? Oh, but instead, let's lose 3 pieces of removal that would win us the game on the spot. Let's do that. Let's use the tracker to send all of our removal to the bottom of the deck. Oh, God. All right, now I want the Evolving Wilds. What is going on here? Oh, I haven't said done yet. That's what's going on there. I mean, it's results oriented if I say, therefore, we should not have activated the tracker. Then you can get me on results orientation. If I just complain about the result, it's not results oriented thinking, it's results oriented complaining. Okay, so we block here. They can go 3-2 with it. And then we trade. I'm going to say no blocks, though. They clearly don't have the ability yet. Yeah, I mean, but it's still, the point is it trades. I block with the spider, they trade. Love you, deck. You're a sweetheart. All right, now I think we do trade for that sprite. But we'll, of course, activate the tracker again. Let's wait for attacks. I think we put in more than one forest. I can't remember now. Well, they're trying to work out. We might be dead. Again, I kind of hope we are, just to so that I can say, Nantuko, what the heck are you doing with the early GGs? I think we were too. Maybe they were just nervous about our hand. Well, we'll shaman to shuffle our removal back. I think that's more important than a brawler, actually. Shaman versus brawler doesn't actually impact our ability to end the game. But shaman, I think they probably will figure out, though, that we're just dead now. So, can't even really do the shaman. Do we have another? We have a spider. We can't. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have to attack now. Wow, what a ridiculous loss. And Nantuko. Don't you do that again. Don't you be GGing before it's lethal. Can I blame Nantuko? Maybe we're not dead yet. Maybe Nantuko has the last laugh and Oppo messes this up. All right. You're live, Nantuko. You're live. We'll take Chandra and the Outrage and the Netcaster Spider, but we really only want things that stop the flying from killing us. Fair enough, Nantuko. All he said was it was a good game. He didn't mean anything by it. It's just English words. There's a game and it's been good. All right. You agree? Just send back the stuff that can help us with the flyer situation? I think so. Oh, did I accidentally Ember Cat, though? That would be bad. I thought maybe I picked the wrong one. No, there's the Ember Cat. Okay. All right. Another friend to add. I'll copy that, put it in my clipboard. I don't think it's asking too much for one of our 2 gifts of paradise or one of our 6 forests. We have 8 outs in 25 cards to something that lets us cast the giant. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we draw the enchantment, we go 7, 6, 5. But then we get 2 more. Oh, maybe we don't. Now I've jinxed myself because I think land enchantment doesn't allow us to snap cast the Howling Giant, but it does give us some life back and sets us up for a turn later. Yeah, Jackerman, they were playing conservative and making sure they didn't lose to pump or something. Deck is definitely trolling us, and now even Howling Giant doesn't save us. Now we're pretty cleanly dead. Unreal. Good work finding a win, Oppo. I'm pretty annoyed at this one. Gotta be honest. Our deck had to work very, very hard to deny us this win. We are 23 cards left in library. We have 1 green source. We have more than that in the deck. Don't maybe time you out, Nantuko. One of the most brutal losses we've experienced on stream in terms of chances of winning. Our advantage bar was off the charts. Our advantage bar was so high in our favor that it caused Nantuko to declare the game all but over. And Oppo came back. Rough. Why do we have the island? To splash Spectral Sailor and a Boreal Elemental. Oppo going first, but I can't keep this. We're going to mulligan. Boy. Keep this, I guess. Not great, though. We could drop a mountain and figure we're not going to win unless we get a forest for our Gift of Paradise anyway. We could keep all but the gift. Obviously, keeping 2 mountains, a Chandra, and a Lavakin. The question is mountain, greenwood, or gift. Might even be greenwood. Chandra's outraged the 3 toughness flyer. I think we would have lost if we let them use that creature's removal. Yeah, I think greenwood is what we pitch. I'm with Dirt Sleep on that one. I think it was correct, Jikerman, but Magic is complicated, so maybe I'm wrong. All right, how about a cat on top? No cat on top, but at least we have 4 mountains for Chandra and Lavakin. But wouldn't mind a forest off the top to give us something to do here. Well, shock could be something, but another inauspicious start here. Thanks, deck. Doc, appreciate that sub. Why didn't it... was I distracted and not really hearing the rat burglar call? Wow, now we're gonna face a Keldon Raider actually doing something. That's unusual. You're late, Forest. Oh my god, you're late. Super frustrating. Because I guess we play it and then figure out what we play on top of it. We could go gift and have shock up. But I guess we brawl and threaten to block. We're not threatening to block, though. We're not blocking. That's the thing. We're not blocking. But, yeah, we could play Boreal, but it doesn't... Playing Boreal's not that great because it still doesn't do what we want in terms of this Raider. I was hoping to find something to deal with the Raider. Now we can go... this is all rough. We could shock. Well, I'll do this. Yeah. Let's start here, because I might want to take out the spider. See if they want to block. They don't. I like the Chandra shock play down the road. I think right now we gift in shock, right? I mean, if we Chandra shock, we're 2-for-1ing ourselves because they just attack Chandra and then Chandra's dead. I think I like Gift of Paradise on a mountain and keep shock at the ready. Gain some life back. Wow. It's gonna be like that today, huh? This is our world. Well, I wasn't doing 3 to let them attack for 3. A lot of players, especially in the 2 loss bracket, will make that spider block. Oh my god, not like this. Not like this. Not the maniacal rage scorch spitter deck. I was gonna unconsciously shock the spitter, but we may need to pyromancer shock, so let's keep that play available. We can also elemental shock ready. Probably gonna have to do something about this mammoth spider, sad as it is. So we're going to try and trade Shock and Boreal Elemental for the Spider. Might not work. Oppo is showing the kind of deck that I'm fully expecting to get blown out by a pump here, you know? But we can't not do it. This is why I'm feeling very depressed here, because my total read on this opponent with their card choices is that this is the kind of opponent that's going to have tons of growth cycle type cards in the deck, and I'm kind of expecting to get blown out, but again, we have no choice. If we don't block, we're just going to lose this game. Yeah, maybe the lack of spitter attack suggests they don't have it. That's a reasonable call. Well, this is pretty safe now. Still need a lot more help, though. Unbelievable. Still need a lot more help. Here's a land. Wow.
The city is so constraining. We need to be whoosh, up in flames.
It's gonna be land. I can feel it. Oh my god, it's not. It's an out.
It's elemental, dear. What's your name?
Need Oppo to blank out a bit. We got all our lands. Time for Oppo to get all their lands. No, they're gonna cast something. Sure. At least that's dead to the Chandra, so unfortunately it increases the density of card quality in their deck, but we're still not dead.
I call my fists part
Oh, what's the meme that I missed? Mostly, okay. This is what Oppo should have played in that flying matchup.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Anyone aware of WotC's line of thought when bringing Dominaria back to draft on Arena in support of Historic? I think they know that people love Dominaria to draft and are just doing it so people will use their game resource, you know, to give people something to spend their resources on that they like. Yeah, I don't think it's any more complicated than Dominaria is a popular draft format. In fact, it was probably like, well, it's not standard legal, but people love it, so that was probably the conversation. Yeah, let's burn it now. I thought we might have a comeback for a minute. I was like, hey, maybe we can do this. And of course we pop the land. This is how this draft has gone. Wow. What a disaster this ended up being.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try something new.
In fact, we even had like if we had drawn one of our 2 copies of Deal 5, we could have even handled that. So, got utterly stomped by my fellow streamer. Had made someone's day by snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, and then got landlorded into oblivion. And magic being magic. Pop this open, though. Maybe we'll get a mythic. Nope. 20 extra gems on the grind, though. Actually, there's some of those games were good. Just frustrating to lose that like that. Those specifically losing when you were on the verge of winning and then losing to just your deck laughing maniacally at you. That was rough.